Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our weekly episode of Step Up to Rise Up. I am looking at yet another gloomy day in Minnesota, but I know in my heart of hearts that spring is coming, and I couldn't be more excited about that. My tulips are starting to pop up, and they will produce flowers soon, I know. So I think that's what I like about this time of year is that growth is everywhere. It's everywhere. And I love that. We mark the days by what's coming up in our gardens of the grass getting greener, trees budding, all of those signs of growth that we look for this time of year. And I want you to focus this month on your growth, on the things that help you grow. And as you know, I am passionate about helping you to be more, to be called to more, because all of us are called to rise higher. Hence the name of the show, Step Up to Rise Up. But there's some things we have to do and get out of our comfort zones, if you will, if we're going to grow. And that is the topic of today's weekly show. Our comfort zones may feel comfortable, but no growth happens there. And so when you look at it from that perspective, is comfort really comfortable? If what you experience in that comfort zone is just the same, it would be like, seasons never changing. Temperatures always be the same. Some people obviously like that and move to those spots. But if you're in one of the many parts of the United States, for sure, and Canada and some of these places, well, everybody has seasons. That variety is really what makes us notice the days and appreciate the days that we're in. So seasons are important, and we definitely have seasons in our life too. So we're going to be focused a lot on gardens and growth, and as we have been in past weeks, but maybe even more so as we jump forward now. So we're going to jump into the topic at hand. For those of you meeting me for the first time, I'm Linda Nelson, and I'm a mindset belief coach. And I think I'm even going to add growth strategist to my title, because I am the creator of the Believe in You Academy, and that is definitely what we do. We focus on our growth by focusing on the most important asset, and that is ourselves. And so if we want to grow our businesses, we have to grow ourselves too. So I provide strategies to help you turn your passion into purpose and profit so that you can live the life of intention and impact you deserve. So let's get right into what our topic is today. And if I asked you the question, what is the comfort zone? I'm certain you would be able to have lots of definitions, but the comfort zone is basically, it's a psychological state in which you feel at ease because you're not being tested. You're not being tested. And so the comfort zone in that way, where it's all secure, you're not tested, you're not having to face any challenges or any fears, can feel comfortable. But if you only take part in things that make you feel comfortable, you are not growing. You're able to avoid feelings like anxiety and stress and pain, and it feels like anything outside that comfort zone, that creating that uncertainty and the unknown, and it can make us feel anxious. And obviously, as human beings, we try to avoid those feelings whenever we can. So it's easy to see why that keeps us in our comfort zone. Why should we move from that when we know we're not going to have to face any kind of pain? But as uncomfortable as it seems to move outside of that safe bubble, as we said, no personal growth happens there. And so you're not testing yourself or finding out what you're capable of, because it takes courage to take even a step or two outside the comfort zone. So let me give you an example. Say you've been in an unfulfilling job for years, years and years and years, and it can make you feel that you're not living up to your potential, burnt out. It can even make you feel disengaged from your work because it can really make you feel unsatisfied. But those feelings aren't any better than the anxiousness of the unknown. That has now become your comfort zone. And so you're living with all those feelings, even though not comfortable, but it's preventing you from reaching out, challenging yourself, and expanding your boundaries. And so it still feels good, but even taking a step into your courage zone can make you feel so good about yourself. So it's probably not even a question of why we stay there. It's a lack of motivation, really. It feels like the devil we know is way better than the devil we don't know. So here's some reasons that people are often hesitant, as I said earlier, to take that first step out of the comfort zone and into the courage zone. It's the fear and the anxiety. In your comfort zone, everything is predictable, which makes you feel safe, right? For example, you know exactly what to expect when you take the same route to work every day, right? It's predictable. So when you think of leaving or expanding your comfort zone, you're met with uncertainty. And of course, that's going to make you feel fearful. And we don't like those feelings. We try to avoid those feelings as humans. So even when you're outgrowing your comfort zone, fear can hold you back from moving forward. So you may, for example, even if feeling unfulfilled in a job, you may be hesitant to pursue a different career path because of fear of failure. What if I fail? So we don't ask, what if we succeed? We go to, what if I fail, right? What if you succeeded? We need to ask ourselves better questions, because that pull to our safety zone, the place where we feel comfortable, is huge. And you need to recognize that that's going to keep you in the comfort zone. But as we said, growth doesn't happen there. Growth cannot happen in the comfort zone. You must change something in order to experience growth. And as we've seen just in nature this time of year, growth is a beautiful thing. And it's a beautiful thing in humans too. Often, another reason to stay in our comfort zone is we possess what I call a fixed mindset. When you have that fixed mindset, you convince yourself that you don't have the necessary skills to accomplish something new or different. This makes you feel less motivated to look for opportunities to grow and learn new skills, right? So you just stay in that place that doesn't require you to learn anything. But that mentality keeps you stuck in the comfort zone as a way to avoid challenges and hardship. And so we need to recognize that that fixed mindset is going to keep us stuck in the same place. Successful behavioral change is difficult because our behavior is habitual. We've talked a lot about habits in the last several weeks, and habits are a good thing. They can help us move forward in our life when we have new ones that we add, ones that empower us. But they can also keep us in fixed patterns of behaving that we don't even really think about. Our habits can become habitual in the negative too, and prevent us from taking a step that would bring forward lots of positive, powerful change. So, for example, waking up at 6 a.m. to get a jump start on your day will be difficult at first if you've been following an irregular sleep schedule for years, right? You can't just flip the switch and get up at 6 a.m. and turn yourself into a morning person. It's going to take time. But it's also going to start with a decision and a strong willingness to change if you're going to do that. And we talked a little bit about my experience with that in doing the Miracle Morning routine. I would never have guessed that I would look so forward to mornings as I do now and get my habits on a much more empowering level to really change the trajectory of my life. And it wasn't easy to start, but boy, I sure miss it now when it's not part of my day. So it definitely is possible. So here are, let's just say, 5 tips to move you out of that comfort zone into facing those fears and ultimately taking a couple of steps into the courageous zone where that change and that growth occur, scary though it may be. Here's some baby steps to take. Number 1, do just one thing you've always wanted to. Just one thing. Whether it's getting up early, reading a book, or taking time to read and finish a book, going for a walk, drinking more water. There's so many things you can do. Set up a morning routine that works better for you. Take some me time. Practice self-care. There's lots of one things you can start with. But doing that one thing will create some success and will propel you to do more one things. But start small. Start with one thing that you've always wanted to do. So make sure your motivation for change and for taking on something new is high. Think about what you've always wanted to do and then do it. Take steps to do it, even in a small way. Number 2, take on a fitness challenge. We've done these before in our Purpose Seekers group. We've taken baby steps and have grown together, right? By taking on some fitness. We worked on the 3W challenge, if you remember, sometime back, and we may take that up again this spring now with the water weight walking challenge, because it got us to feel good inside our bodies, because our mind and our body are very connected. And if we have some success and feel better about ourselves and the strides, if you will, that we're making, it can propel us to make some additional changes too. So take on a fitness challenge of some sort. Commit to going for a 10-minute walk. Remember, start small, but take on some kind of a fitness challenge. Drink more water. Walk 10 minutes. Eat a nutritious breakfast. Start your day out well, 3 days a week, for example. Start small, but take on a challenge that you will commit to for 30 days, because it does take time to change those habits. So number 1, do something you've always wanted to do. Number 2, take on a fitness challenge. Number 3, change up your routine. This is a little bit like what we've talked about with the fitness challenge, but get up, as we said, maybe 10 minutes earlier. That's ahead of your household, to have some me time just for you. Or spend 10 minutes at the end of the day reflecting, for example. Change up your routine somehow. Get out of that normal, this is what I do, that we do on autopilot without thinking, and challenge that routine to add in just one thing that is for you, that you want to take up. So change up your routine. Number 1, do one thing you've always wanted to do. Number 2, take on a fitness challenge of some sort. Number 3, change up your routine. Number 4, expand your professional skill set. If you think about a job that you've always wanted to do, or a volunteer thing that you've always wanted to do, but you're lacking maybe in a skill that you need to do that, then expand that and take up that challenge to develop a new skill. And again, doesn't have to be big. It can be learning Canva if you've always wanted to post better images on your social media profile. It can be taking up writing if you've always been a writer and start journaling. It can be learning about spreadsheets if you want to start being more clear about your budget and where your money's going. Start out small, but expand a skill that will help you move in the direction of something you really want. And number 5, think about a fear that you have. So pick a fear, any fear, some point of resistance within you. That is a next step you know you should take, but fear's in your way. And then face that fear and do it anyway. When we push through the fears that are present and we get to the other side of it, we realize it didn't kill us, we survived, and in that process we actually feel very, very good about ourselves. So again, start small, start with something really little. Like the first one is start with one thing you've always wanted to do. Number 2, take on a fitness challenge. This is the perfect time of year to do that as the weather is getting nicer. Pick something, but take it on and commit to it for 30 days. Number 3, change up your routine. A lot of these go hand in hand. So changing up your routine and going for a 10-minute walk would be something that does both of those things. Number 4, expand your professional skill set. Take up something that you can add to your work experience, your knowledge, the things you want to do in retirement, say. And then number 5, choose a fear and face it. Hit it head on. And again, doesn't have to be big. It can be something small, but start. Take that fear, and I think we all know what is that point of resistance. When you have a step that you know you need to take and fear is in your way, identify it and push through it. You will be glad to move from comfort to your courage zone when you push through the fear. So try one of those things this week and take a step out of your comfort zone into your courageous zone. I want to encourage you to try something this week and then comment either in the group or below this video what you're going to commit to. I'm excited to hear how it is you're going to grow in this next month. And then this month, I'm going to remind you again and again and again to grow and to get out of your comfort zone, because that's where the excitement is. That's where growth happens. And you'll be reminded, just as I am, that growth is occurring all around you in nature. Let's have it occur in you too this month. All right, that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for joining me, those of you who have joined me live. If you're catching me later at your convenience on replay, be sure to write #replay in the comments so that I know that you've been here, and let me know how I can support you as you grow into your best self this month. Thanks for watching with me. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Bye for now.